Yadbhasa bhasyater kadi bhasyaryattu na bhasyate yena sarvamedang bhati tad brahmetyavadharayet. Yadbhasa, by the light of which bhasyate are illuminated, arkadi, sun and other luminous orbs, bhasyaihi, by the luminous orbs, yaha, that, to, indeed, not, bhasyate is illuminated, yena, by which, sarva, all, idang, this, bhati, shines, tad brahmeti, that to be Brahman, iti, thus, avadharayet, realize. That by the light of which luminous orbs like the sun and moon are illuminated, but which cannot be illuminated by their light, and by which everything is illuminated, realize that to be Brahman. Namaste. So the moon and sun are illuminating orbs, but how are they illuminated? In dreams at night, there is always light, but there's no sun and moon. So where does the light come from? Well, it's because Brahman is self-illuminated. And since we are in the world of Brahman in dreams, or at least in the world of the mind, which is illuminated by Brahman, there's no need for separate lights. Have you ever turned on a light in a dream or seen the sun or the moon? I haven't. But yet everything is always illuminated. It's illuminated by consciousness. The self is Brahman, and it illuminates everything that we perceive. So when we perceive the light of the sun or the moon, that is also illuminated by Brahman. But Brahman cannot be illuminated by anything. It cannot be perceived because it is the perceiver. It is the knower, the witness, the self. And how can the knower be known? Because it is that by which everything is known, says Yajnavalkya in Brihadaranyaka. So, as usual, this verse is also echoed in the Vedas. The sun does not shine there, nor the moon and the stars, nor these lightnings, and much less this fire. When he shines, everything shines after him. By his light, all this is lighted. And from Bhagavad Gita, that supreme abode of mine is not illumined by the sun or moon, nor by fire or electricity. Those who reach it never return to this material world. Yeah. So this is our goal, liberation, moksha, that we don't want to come back to this world. This world is full of suffering. It's nasty. There's so much competition for resources, so much untruth being thrown around by various people to try to gain an advantage by misleading people, misleading us. So we don't need all of this propaganda, and we don't need all of this trouble and pain and difficulty. We just want peaceful life, happy life. Like last night, I was dreaming about devotees worshiping all together, mostly children. And there had deities there, and we were doing the puja, and everybody was so happy. There was just no fighting, no possessiveness, no attachment, no crazy stuff going on. Pure happiness. These are the kind of dreams you have when you get this consciousness, this consciousness of the Supreme in any form. It could be Brahman, or it could be some deity form, or it could be a state like Nibbana. But once you attain it, then you're happy. You're satisfied. There's no need for anything else. So the material body just goes on according to its karma until it's finished. And then once the material body falls down, that's it. No coming back to this world. No more birth and death. That's what we want. An end to suffering. Complete, final, and eternal. That we never again have to undergo this conditioned consciousness. Conditioned by what? Birth and death. War. Now war is breaking out all over the planet. And right-wing oppressive governments are getting traction because people are afraid. They think a strong government will protect them, but actually it just oppresses them even more. So because of ignorance, people don't take up the spiritual path. And they suffer in their conditioned state due to the deficiencies and faults of the things they are attached to or identified with, like the body. The body is always changing. It changes from conception to birth, to childhood, to adolescence, to adulthood, to middle age, to old age, senescence, and finally death. So because it's always changing, it's never stable. It cannot become a platform for a comprehensive world view. The senses are also defective, and their defects are narrated extensively in the Vedas themselves. For example, something that's close up looks very big, but when it's far away, it looks smaller. Why is that? It didn't change the size, because the nature of the eyes is defective. It appears that way. And similarly with sounds, tastes, smells, etc. There's always something wrong. Some illusion, some misperception, misunderstanding. And then actions based on those misunderstandings turns out wrong. Who would have thunk it? But of course, if we don't have an accurate model of the world, if we don't understand how reality is working, then how can our actions turn out successful? It's not possible. So because the materialists don't understand consciousness, they don't understand the subjective view, they try to create a so-called objectivity, which means it's the same for everyone. But they still can't correct for the difference in the size of objects seen close and far away. They still can't correct for the misperceptions due to misunderstood terms, for example. Because of misunderstood terms, people do things incorrectly and they don't turn out right. So because of all these problems in the material world, there's always going to be suffering. There's no way out of it except spiritual life, cultivation of consciousness, and ultimate liberation, moksha. So the Atma-bodhah, and literature is like it. Next we're going to go into Viveka Chudamani, also by Shankaracharya. And it's similar to Atma-bodhah, but it's like 10 times the size. So it goes much deeper and in more detail into basically the same issues. And we're going to do that starting next month. But before we do that, we're going to expand our online community site. And the link to join is in the video description below. And we're going to post, well, we're already posting, all the transcriptions from the early videos on this channel. And you will see that even in the very beginning of this channel, we were pointed in the same direction. We have remained consistent with those early posts because there was nothing wrong with them. They put us on the right track and they got us to where we are now, which is a very good place. So if you missed those early videos, which probably most of you did, you should go online, go to the community site and check them out. And we're also posting transcriptions of these videos, Atma-bodhah, and of, now what's the latest one? Mandukya-upanishad. Because these are the essential works describing consciousness, perception, and liberation, and how we can become free from suffering permanently.
Om Tat Sat, Om Shakti Om, Om